Alright, getting started with this VOD review.
We're gonna counter gauge in three.
So, big
To the east in
issues
two.
here.
To the east in
Slice
one.
is
Here it goes.
engaging northeast. Slice is northeast. All of our DPS are in the wrong spot, hitting southwest. You guys got to keep track of where Slice is at. A lot of our DPS are in the wrong spot, actually, not all of them.
Here goes. Here goes. Here goes.
Rock Caller goes down there. Perma goes down there. I think one other DPS goes down there. So those, you guys are just not even close to where you're supposed to be. Spirit Hunter is hitting in the right spot up here. Spirit Hunter. And spike hits and rift hits up top in the right spot, even right there. So with all that hit, this guy gets to like 10% HP. So would have killed there for sure. After we kite here,
Good.
after
Finish
the
that guy.
hit,
Finish that guy.
Unite, really good GA. He catches a lot of them. Demon Armor players, I'm going to say this once, pay attention. As Demon Armor, you need to be figuring out what kind of comp they are, if it's not called out already, and what the active threat is for our group. As you can tell here, they're walk-in clap. They're not walk-in brawl, they're walk-in clap. So that means they have Hodge and Golem. You need to pay attention to their clump tanks. If they have Hodge and Golem at a 20-man scale and they're committing 2 rolls for that, they're probably going to hit off the clumps. They're not going to have those for no reason. And they have Realm and Judy, these two guys, in plate armor, which is very common for walk-in clap. Also, actively right now, we have 0 threats. These are all tanks, and these are a carving and a realm breaker. They're not going to, there's no astral, there's no anything like that that's going to murk us. So demon armor's here, you need to not demon armor. You need to not panic. It's not just like preemptively pop it just because that you see some melee weapons. You need to actively use your brain and decide whether it's actually worth demon armoring right now. A good example of this would be Kaz. Kaz is not demon armoring. He's very experienced with the demon armor. He waits till he sees an active threat to click the button. Demon armor activates very quickly. You do not need to pop it that early. Keep going here. So we kite really well. Everybody's so jackets go down. We've got 2 jackets, which is not great, but whatever.
Listen, you guys are leaving behind, okay?
We're all resetting cooldowns.
Keep coming west. Keep coming west.
Almost everybody gets their cooldowns.
I'm gonna drop a Judy up.
So you guys basically have cooldowns
if
coming
we need
up.
it. If not, we're gonna keep coming west. Get ready for
Slice here. Resets his cooldowns pretty quick. So, or resets his cooldowns after this. So they'll be up in like 4 seconds.
Reset. Come southwest. Down the hill now.
At 4 seconds. It's a wasted defensive life curse there. They just wasted their defensive life curse.
Demon armors be ready to pop any
literal dog water player for no reason. So here we needed to engage there for sure. We have cooldowns. We have the advantage of having all of our DPS completely right here. We have all of our DPS completely safe. No one's passing through this choke, so they have a free engage. All we need to do, the only thing that could stop us right now is a one-hand arcane or a GA. So they have a GA on the wall looking to grab us. So what we should do, Slice, you should blink right here and pull these 3 guys straight next to this wall. Also, Bombshell, you should not be standing there. You need to be down the choke. Maybe you're preemptively standing there to guard rune the choke, but you don't need to be standing there either way. You could guard rune from the bottom. But that's where we need to hit. We need to pull those guys to the wall and blast over the wall because it's a completely safe engage. And then if they try and flood down the choke afterwards, we have Unite and me with knight armors, and we have wind walls and firewalls that we can hold this choke with, so there's no counter on us, really. So it's a free engage, basically. So we really need to take that and play the choke. Chokes like this are disgusting for us. There's a reason they didn't push down it.
Demon armors be ready to pop if they engage on us.
So we
southeast now. We're hugging the wall. Go southeast.
Yeah, we walk southeast here. So to be honest, if
the wall, they can't hit.
If we don't want to play chokes, if we don't feel comfortable, we need to just back up from these chokes completely and go fight somewhere else. Because they're going to keep doing this.
Clap, not full monkey.
So here I say they're running brawl clap. So demon armors, you should know at this point.
Listen, when we kite, we're gonna go back west.
The clump to click your demon armors.
Okay.
But you guys should be able to figure that out yourselves.
We kite,
maybe
we're gonna go back west and then north.
So this GA here, I wasn't calling for it's going to be an engage. There's a reason I didn't say, yo, look here on the engage. I GA'd this guy just because their GA Junie would have GA'd all of us, which would not have been good. So I was just GAing so we could go up the choke either this way or up the choke this way or into the choke, whatever, so we can get through the choke without getting stopped. We really shouldn't engage on the choke at this range because all of our DPS are going to end up right here, stopped, clicking their E button. We either need to come up the choke, which we really shouldn't have come up the choke at all, really. If we're gonna, only If we're going to come up the choke, only Slice needs to come up the choke. He needs to grab these 3 people and pull them to this wall and have all our DPS down here hit over the wall. The DPS shouldn't come up the choke if we're going to do this, but if we are going to come up the choke, we have to commit to it, pick a direction, and go in that direction.
Get ready on that in 3,
so
2.
We need to, like, when we come up here, we need Tree would help, Guard Runes would help, Cleanses will help. We need to take all our DPS and run in this direction because all their DPS are here. So Unite can GA there, I can GA, like both of your GAs are right here. We're in the right position. We're looking at their thing to stop it. I end up putting a wind wall right here, and Unite looks to put a GA right here. So we get a lot of stops. So if we committed, instead of engaging on the choke, which puts our DPS in a bad position, if we just came up the choke and walked up the choke, like here, to start kiting this way again, that would most likely work. It's dangerous, but it could work because their DPS are too far away. But we definitely shouldn't engage on a choke where our DPS are going to end up hitting in a position where it ends up with them smack dab in the center of the choke. We either need them hitting from below the choke or safely spread out past the choke. You never hit while you're going in the choke unless it's like a really, really long, wide choke and both groups are in it. But like if you're flooding just your group through it and they have a giant space to spread out in, then it's not even. They can spread out and we can't. If it's like a narrow bridge and you're both hitting on the bridge, it's like, you know, it's even. So it's basically whoever has demon armors and hits each other. But not in this scenario.
One on the GA,
So we hit the GA here. So we need cleanses going down quickly, like spam cleanses. And since, so, well, let me go back because the big issue was the Guard Runes is why we get GA'd here. So coming up the choke. So let me see.
There's the GA.
So Kaz is very good at Demon Armor, very good at Guard Rune. He's got it down. Really good. I'm pretty sure on the comp sheet, let me check. I'll check real quick who is offensive. So he's on Bedrock. He has offensive Guard Rune. So he's got it down. We're going for an engage. He says on the GA. So that right when Kazher's on the GA, he's like, where do I need to put my Guard Rune to get the DPS in? So he goes, I'm going to throw it right here in the choke. So that's exactly where it needs to go. He throws it down right there. Now, if you're playing the defensive Guard Rune, Oath Keepers, Mimic maybe from one hand, Arcane, or Bedrock, or any of the other ones that are defensive. We had some in Party 2. You should not be wasting yours seeing that go down preemptively like that. That was really early, and it was perfect because we needed it coming. So it's down. We don't need any other Guard Runes. Right here,
2.
we have another
one on the GA.
We have another Guard Rune. We have another Guard Rune get placed. We get CC'd in the choke, and we have another Guard Rune placed up here, which is way too far forward. We need it here or in the same spot here, because you don't need to save the frontline tanks with this. They're aiming for our backline. They're brawl, so they're not going to hit our tanks. So that's a big thing. That would have helped. Healers, like holy healers here and here, you guys are really clumped for no reason. You could stand here, here, or here, and queue like here. And like if our tanks need help, we won't die instantly against brawl. So we'll make it to about here before we need heals, and then you could hollow fall, jump in, and heal us. So no reason for you guys to be standing on top of the DPS like that. You don't need to see what's happening. Just look at the HP bars, throw Qs, throw Ws. No reason for that. Right here on their engage, so they're coming in. I'm wind walling here to stop like all their DPS, and then Unite throws his GA, I think. So Unite throws his GA to stop them as well. So they're hard stopped. Like they lost this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. So they lost a lot of their DPS. So we really need some cleanses. Demon Armors, you guys did good in this choke. So we have 1 Demon Armor, 2 Demon Armors, 3 Demon Armors going down. That's perfect. Good job. We need cleanses. Healers, you've got to cleanse. I cleansed here when I turn around, I think.
Finish that. Now back up southwest here.
So right
here. I mean,
after this,
on that demon.
So I cleanse here as GA. We need more cleanses. We need healer cleanses going down. We need one hand arcane discourage. You need to cleanse. What's it called? Occult. You have beam, so you don't need to cleanse. We need those cleanses going down. We need lots of heals. A big thing is we actually might have been able to save this if healers didn't get stuck in the silence. So healers, if you were down here, not in the choke where all the CC and damage is going to be, you wouldn't have gotten stuck in the Hellion Hood Duskweaver, and you could have been like, each one of you could have been like flooding Qs and Ws in to try and keep us up, which probably would have, given the fact we had 3 demon armors popping.
Finish that,
I
finish
mean,
that, finish
like-
that, finish that. Now back
So like a lot of you aren't healing. We have no healers back here to heal right now.
up southwest here. I mean,
So like for instance, all right. So my computer crashed. So merging these 2 clips together, thing I was saying was we have a healer here. We have a healer probably somewhere in here. Yeah, Dark Viper's a healer, and one of our other healers, I don't know where he's at, but he's in here somewhere. We have no heals going down because you guys are all in the choke with us. You don't need to be there. You're not a melee healer. So please back up from it when we're going through chokes and wait till everyone else makes it through, because if we're going to get hit in the choke, we need you ready to heal. So only 2 options are be back here or be up here or be up here, which up here and here is not very safe. So I would just wait. You should be the last ones through the choke if you're going to go through the choke, because you need to heal us if we go in it. Because if we demon armor here with 3 demon armors like we did, demon, 4 demons, there's very unlikely that they kill us with heals going down and cleanses for the anti-heal. So, like, yes, it would be great if we didn't get stuck in the choke and weren't all silenced. But with demon armors getting off and heals, we should be fine. Like, 2 of their DPS literally almost killed themselves. Like, right here,
up southwest here. I mean,
this guy, let me cleanse. Like, this kid, he's almost dead. He almost killed himself. This guy almost, I think, killed himself. I think this guy just straight up kills himself like an idiot. Because of
demon armor's on that. Demon armor's on that. Good, good, good.
So 2 of them killed themselves. 2.
Good, good, good.
We killed 2 of them on that trade. So if we heal, we win. We need to heal, tank, and win.
On
Now,
that demon.
we're gonna
armor's
hopefully
on
have a
that. Good,
tree
good,
that
good,
gives us
good,
all
good.
shield and gets us out of
Judy,
that.
Judy.
But you know, there's other ways
On
to
the
survive
GA, on the
that.
GA.
Like tanking it with 4 demon armors
finish that,
and
finish that, finish
healing
that.
should
Now
be
back up
enough. We
southwest.
might lose 1 or 2 clothies
Here.
that are
I
in
mean,
there.
demon armor's on that. Demon armor's on that.
Yeah, that's kind of unlucky. You got triple kick there, Unity. Into
Good,
the
good, 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 good.
That's rough.
Judy.
Because you would have been fine standing where you were at. That's basically the gist of this VOD. Pushing chokes. Guard rune's got to be rotated through the choke till everybody is out of it. Healers, don't walk up the choke first. We should never really engage putting where it would put our position for our DPS to have to engage on the choke. They can either engage from below the choke, over the hill, or everybody come up the choke first, objectify, get it up and out of the choke, and then hit. I know it kind of like kind of baited you with the GA. You're like used to engaging on the GAs, but if a GA is going to be like a setup GA, most of the time the
There's
GA,
the GA,
should or will say, you'll look right here, or I grabbed a bunch of tanks, or something to let you know it's for a setup. I was purely doing it to stop that GA player from GAing us, who's in it right here. This GA player. I'm trying to stop him from getting like a 20-man GA, because I thought our objective here was going to be go just get everybody up the choke first, but engaging there really isn't a good idea because it puts our DPS in a bad spot. But with the proper comp, we shouldn't really get punished for it, and we did demon armor it, and we should heal it. So that's the gist of it.